everyone. It's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It is Mother's Day Sunday, May the 11th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Hello, everyone. I missed you. I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while. It was Thursday night, I guess, was my last show, so a usual 2-day break, but I hope you've been doing well. Happy Mother's Day to any mothers in the chat. I'm actually not sure if there are any mothers in the chat because my viewers are predominantly like 98, 99% male. So shout out to all the females in the chat. And whether you are a mother, an expected mother, a grandmother, whatever it may be, thank you. And for those of you that aren't mothers, hopefully you had a chance to honor your mother in some way, shape, or form. Moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, and around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three, but the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you get involved tonight. Subscribe to the channel, get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, like the fact that it was Mother's Day, like the fact that I have my voice back, like the fact that we're together and continuing to build a wonderful Canucks community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership messages like legendary Andrew Chang just did. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So let's get to that right away. Legendary Andrew Chang, happy Mother's Day. A member for 51 months since the very start. And he is a legend for sure. So thank you, Andrew, for being here. Happy Mother's Day to your mother, and happy Mother's Day once again to all mothers in connected to this community. And make sure you give Andrew some love in the chat. And Swervin Irvin, on his way. Are you on your way home or are you home? I know you're celebrating your birthday in Vegas. So let's give some love to Swervin Irvin, watching over Oregon. Wow. High flying, Swervin Irvin. So let's give some love to Swervin Irvin. $3 donation gets the donation train out of the station, as I believe, yes, he's flying home from Las Vegas. Now that is commitment. Man, if Swervin Irvin can watch me on a night where there's nothing going on, if he can watch me flying home from a vacation when he could be sleeping, he could be talking to his actual family, or maybe he's doing that while he's watching me, then there's no excuse for any of you. There's no excuse. If you're at home and got nothing to do and got no one to talk to, and Swervin Irvin's doing this, flying home, man, no one has an excuse. Thank you, Swervin Irvin. I'm just kidding. You guys do whatever you want. And here's a monthly membership message from Hall of Fame member HSM Fangirl Gaming. Well, you guys are generous already, or at least using up all these cool things. Member for 48 months, so you've been there almost from the very start. Fangirl, thank you. I'm still waiting for a new Canucks coach. Yes, we all are. Not just you. I thought you were suggesting we've been waiting for 48 months. It might seem like it, but no, not that long. But let's give some love to Fangirl Gaming in the chat. If this is any, if this is anyone else, give Swervin some love in the chat. Can you like people's comments? No, you can only like when they donate, right? But this is funny. LOL. I watch you to not talk to my family. I think I'd watch myself to sometimes not talk to my family. Thank you, Swervin Irvin. That was pretty funny. Okay, very quickly, my weekend. Saturday, it was pretty busy. Yes, Saturday was First Communion at our parish, so a lot of preparation for that. That's for the grade 2 kids. And then today we took Gail to Cora for Mother's Day. for Mother's Day brunch. Then we ran a milestone anniversary mass, milestone anniversary marriage mass. So anyone in the Archdiocese celebrating this year, calendar year, 5-year wedding anniversary, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 60, 50, 55, 60, 65, 67 was the biggest. So 150 couples were at my home parish of St. Paul's, including their and their families, of course. So Gail and I were there. We were recognized for 25 years in July, and we got to do the welcome prior to Mass. So we welcomed everyone to our home parish. And then because it was our home parish, we got thrust into a lot of other jobs, setting up. I helped with cleanup and so on and so forth. Sean and Jacob were doing all the videos and photos for the event. So that was pretty cool. And then we took Gail out once we all went out for dinner to Vietnamese food. So that was my day. My voice is scratchy, not because I'm sick. I'm well over that, but just because it was a bit of a long day. It was doing a lot of barking instructions like I usually do. But before we get to the Canucks talk, I'll say one last thing. I've talked about how the last 3 weeks were going to be the busiest 3-week period for me in a long, long time. And with the culmination with today's Mass and event now ending, I can relax a little bit. I have a bit of work to do, but at least in the past 3 weeks, I've organized and emceed 2 farewell events, 2 sacraments at my church, a Catholic youth conference, and today's Mass at my parish. So I wasn't the chief organizer for all of them, but I was involved in all. So that's 6 major events, and not major like planning and executing and cleaning up and set up. So 6 major events in the past 3 weeks. That's why I remember last weekend, actually, I think it was last Sunday, that my voice was completely shot. And I was thankful that I didn't have Canucks After Dark on the Monday. But the busiest 3 weeks of my year are now behind me. I can relax a little bit and really get excited for flying out to Quebec City on Wednesday night. So that is my plan. Thank you for sticking with me. Even if I wasn't that busy, I still would. My usual pattern is 5 nights a week during the season, 3 nights a week once during the playoff season up until July 1st, and then 2 nights a week for July and August. But I have a lot of cool things planned for this channel for July and August. I just got to actually get around to doing them. Legendary Lucas Gates is in the house. Wonderful $5 donation from Lucas, legendary Lucas Gates. Let's give him some love in the chat. Glad to have 2 wonderful ladies in my life. My grandmother, who is almost 93, awesome. And my wonderful mom, who is truly a rock star. I agree. Like, sub, become a member, and more. Thank you, Lucas. Great. I'm glad that you have such a profound and deep love and respect for your mother and your grandmother, which is awesome. Let's give Lucas some love in the chat. All right. I'm going to talk a bit about each of the 4 playoff series. Going to talk about this quarter century team that NHL.com has been doing. And then finally, I will get over to all of your questions. So let's talk about these 4 series really quickly. And I've asked you, which of the 4 series are you most interested in? And no surprise that the Toronto, Florida one is leading. So let's start with that one. Today, a 2-0 win by Florida. So now it is 2-2. So no home team has lost yet. They go back to Toronto. And this game ended with a brouhaha when Max Domi checked Alex Barkov in the boards. And then you saw the footage of Matthew Tkachuk warning William Nylander that he was going to get him next game back in Toronto. So this series is probably the closest. This series has the most feeling in it. So 2-2 tie going to a pivotal Game 5 in Toronto. Every game is pivotal, but Game 5 is certainly pivotal when it is 2-2. Then the other there's 3 Canadian teams. So 3 of the 4 series have Canadian teams in it. So Winnipeg lost to Dallas 5-2 today in Dallas. So Dallas with they won their Game 1. Winnipeg won Game 2. Dallas won Game 3. So Winnipeg will be forced to win Game 4 in Dallas on Tuesday night. And yeah, what can you say about Mikko Rantanen, the MVP of the playoffs so far? And that I think the Jets are in tough. I really think the Jets are in tough for sure. Then back east, the one that no one really cares about, or at least probably is the least interesting, even though it's Alex Ovechkin, but it's Washington versus Carolina. Carolina won yesterday, shutting out Washington. So now it is 2-1 for Carolina, and they're playing game 4 in Carolina. So if Carolina wins tomorrow, they can put a stranglehold, a 3-1 stranglehold on that series. And then the other one that's kind of interesting, Edmonton took the first 2 games in Vegas, but then yesterday, Vegas beats Edmonton. Vegas was up 3-2. McDavid scores with 3 minutes left. And then Riley Smith did the improbable. He scored with 0.4 seconds left. I'm sure you've all seen the highlights. William Karlsson gained the zone, goes behind the net, centers. It goes off of someone. Nurse is flying by like down and out. Stuart Skinner, I don't know what he's doing. All he has to do is stay in his net and they win. But he goes flying out. Riley Smith does an amazing fake on both of those guys. Goes around them, shoves the puck to the crease. I can't tell if it was going to go wide or not, but Draisaitl tips it. So crazy. Nurse flies by. Skinner flies by. And then Draisaitl deflects the puck into the net. And Riley Smith scores with 0.4 seconds left. You really can't get any closer. Well, I guess you could. 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, but that's kind of really close. So with less than half a second left, Vegas gets back in the series instead of that game going to overtime and being a coin flip. So could that be the turning point? Much like that, I think that bad coaches challenge was the turning point in the Edmonton Kings series. Might this be the turning point in this series? This late goal by Riley Smith. And now it's 2-1 heading back to Edmonton. So let's see what you guys said in the poll. Unsurprisingly, two of the 3 with Canadian teams are at the top. So Maple Leafs, Panthers, 43% of you voted for that one. Edmonton, Vegas, not bad. 33% of you voted for that one. Stars, Jets, 13%, and only 10% voting for Washington versus Carolina. Very good. I think, I think the fact that there's still 3 Canadian teams left, and because none of them are playing each other, we could see 3 out of 4 Canadian teams in the conference finals, but we'll have to see. There's no, every series team is at least won one game. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's no sweep. So, yeah, the hockey's been good. It was an unbelievable first round, and the second round has lived up to its billing as well. So that's good, and we'll kind of see what happens in this next set of games. Roberto Luongo was named to the NHL.com quarter century team. So these are guys, they could only take into account stats from 2000 to 2024. And today they named 6 goaltenders that were voted by fans. And Roberto Luongo was one of them, along with Martin Brodeur. And I'm looking at Carey Price, Marc-Andre Fleury, Patrick Waugh, and I missed someone. Martin Brodeur, Marc-Andre Fleury, Henrik Lundqvist, of course, Roberto Luongo, Carey Price, and Patrick Waugh. So those are 6 amazing goalies. Waugh, Price, Luongo, Lundqvist, Fleury, Brodeur, all probably among the top 25, if not top 20 goaltenders of all time. You know, guys, if someone asked me who's the best goaltender of all time, at least for I guess Hasek would be up there, but he didn't play from 2000 on. So pretty exciting stuff there, or at least the bulk of his good play was before the year 2000. So these 6 goalies were named today. And by being there, really it's, I think that's the only Canuck or ex-Canuck that is in there, because the other 18 players, they did this weird thing where they named 6 players who debuted before 2000. So the 6 players that who debuted before the year 2000 were I'm just looking. Oh, sorry. I was just looking at the ones. Here they are. It was Jerome Iginla, Joe Sakic, Teemu Selanne. Actually, I'll just show us to you. It might be easier to do it, so then you can kind of follow along with me. So I got this off Wikipedia. It's the easiest one to see all of them. So the 6 players that were named because they debuted before 2000. So remember, they're not making a roster. They're making like a group of 25 or 26 or whatever this is. So Jerome McGinley, Joe Sakic, Timo Solani, Joe Thornton, Zdeno Chara, and Nicholas Lindstrom. Yes, a lot of these guys played until into the 2000s, but remember, they were talking about they at least made their debut before 2000. So again, Sakic, Solani, Thornton, Chara, and Lidstrom. Then it was skaters who debuted between 2000 and 2010. So this is Bergeron, Crosby, Datsuk, Kane, Malkin, Ovechkin, and Stamkos. Then they did 6 skaters who debuted after 2010. Draisaitl, Goudreau, McKinnon, Matthews, McDavid, Makar, and then the 6 goalies that I mentioned today, Brodeur, and the 6 goalies that were named today, Brodeur, Fleury, Lundqvist, Luongo, Price, and Wall. Now, when I saw this list, and I forgot that they were doing it this way. So even if I think of the Sedins who played from 2000 to 2017, and if you look at maybe the totality of their career, I like to think that if they did the voting that way, like not broke it into these chunks, would you say that the Sedins were 2 of the best 25 players in the past 25 years? I think so. Like, yeah. But then I look at it, and who would they be better than? Like, respectfully better than Johnny Gaudreau. Like, I have no problem with Gaudreau being on this list, both because of his on his own merit, let alone from the sentimental side. But then were the Sedins better than Thornton? Maybe not. Iginla. So actually, now that I look at it, I'd love to see the Sedins on there, but a lot of these guys are Stanley Cup winners and MVPs, although Henrik was. So not sure who the Sedins would have bumped out. Then I'll admit, anytime I see Cale Makar's name, I get a tiny bit defensive. But you guys, obviously about Quinn Hughes, but you guys have always said this. I've always said, if we were in Colorado, or if it was reversed and Cale Makar was a Canuck and Quinn Hughes was an Avalanche, I think we'd say the same thing. We'd say, oh man, Cale Makar is the best defenseman in the league. Like you obviously are biased a little bit to your own player, and rightfully so, especially with all this talk about trying to keep Quinn Hughes happy, right, for the future of the club. But I do think that we are blessed to have Quinn Hughes here in Vancouver, hopefully for a lot longer, just as Colorado is blessed to have Cale Makar. And they're the 2 best defensemen in the league, hands down. And yeah, Makar won the Norris. Hughes has won the Norris. But I think the big thing is Makar has also won a Stanley Cup. And Makar has won a Conn Smythe as the NHL playoffs MVP. So as good as I think Hughes is, and I think he's equal in skill to Makar, and you put Hughes with a guy like McKinnon or Landeskog or Rantanen when he was there, maybe Hughes has even better numbers than he had with playing with Petey, Besser, and Miller. But it is what it is, so to speak. And Cale Makar has done some amazing things for all the accolades that Quinn Hughes deserves, and he rightfully does. You can say the same things about Cale Makar. So let me know. Maybe that's something we can talk about after the break is, do you think, not so much Quinn Hughes slighted, but do you think the Sedins were slighted in some way, shape, or form? Okay. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I will turn it over to all of you, and we can just start chatting about whatever you want, about the second round, about the Canucks search for a head coach, or anything else you want to talk about. World Championships, I should talk about that. Canada is 2-0. They haven't played anyone that's super strong just yet. Let's go to my mid-show sponsor read, and we start off by thanking my primary sponsor, that's Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout when you do so. Thank you to my sponsor, Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. And you saw the unboxing of the artwork last week. Got to buy some new frames for those. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. By the way, for Gassy Jack, go to GassyJackArt.com. I think he's still having a season-ending buy one, get one free sale. You can get involved tonight thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. This is how you get involved tonight. Subscribe. You can like the video. You can leave a donation like Lucas and Swerve and Irvin have done. You can give to a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership messages like Lucas and Fangirl have done. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and make sure you review. Finally, my shows this week, pretty short week because of my travel. So tomorrow, as far as I know, will be a Canucks After Dark, Parker and me. Then I will do a members live stream on Tuesday. Members live stream on Tuesday as long as I get back from my show in time. I'm downtown. I'm watching a show, 6, the musical, Broadway across Canada. And then no shows for a week. On Wednesday, the 14th, I fly out to Quebec City. We're doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 5 days in Quebec City, 2 days in Montreal. If something big happens, like the Canucks hire a coach or something like that, I'll try and do a reaction video, but then I will do, maybe I'll work in a live stream from there. It might not be 11 Pacific time though, because that will be 2 a.m. Eastern time. And by the way, shout out to anyone watching from the Eastern time zone where it's 2 a.m. That's dedication. But maybe I do something like 10 or 11 from there and it becomes an early 8 or 9 o'clock. So I'll do my best or 7 or 8. So I'll do my best to keep you guys in the loop. Make sure that you're following, you're keeping tabs on my community page. And I think that's the best place to post stuff like that. All right, friends, let's go for 20 to 25 minutes. Your questions, your comments about anything hockey related or whatever. Yep, member stream. So I'm going to do 45 minutes on a member stream server. Better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. What do you think of Mason Marchand not getting a 10-game suspension for slashing the ref with a stick? Also, what do you think of the goal that was kicked in but propelled off Helly's stick? Yeah, so the Marchand one I actually didn't see, Calvin, so I got to look that up. With respect to, the defenseman who scored for Dallas, that was a bit strange, right? Because I thought that even if it goes off the goaltender's stick, if it's a kicking motion, it shouldn't count. So I only saw the replay. I didn't see it happen live. I didn't see the explanation. Are they saying that it wasn't a kicking motion, or are they saying it was a kicking motion but it went off a defender? But if that's the case, I thought according to the rule book that wasn't allowed. So thankfully it was more than a 1-goal deficit. Like it's not like that was the game-winning goal, but still you don't want to be on the losing side of that. So I'll have to look into that a little bit more. And sorry, I haven't watched the Marchand thing, the Mason Marchand thing for sure. Sarah, the hotel live streams are fun. They're really fun because I have to talk all quietly and I get a little goofy and then I can bring on Kayla or whatever. But because of the 3-hour time change, it makes it a little bit silly. Although, shout out to you guys if you remember this. When we were in Montreal in 2019, I did a stream with Jacob. And I don't know what time it was, but I remember Jacob had won a gold medal and I brought him on my stream. So put in the chat if you remember that. That was 6 years ago in 2019. No, does that make sense? It wasn't 2019 Montreal. Maybe it was. But then I didn't have my regular show. I'm so confused now. Someone help me out because I don't know if anyone was watching me 6 years ago, but I remember interviewing Jacob in Montreal, and that would have been 2019. Man, I'm so confused. I am so confused. Maybe the final will be a sweep, like the Islanders sweeping the Canucks in 82. Yeah, don't remind me. If the Canucks had a prime BX on the current roster, would he or Hronek be a better partner for Hughes? I think either way, they don't play the exact same way, but they both can be stay at home. Maybe BX a little more, BX a little rougher. Maybe Hronek has a bit more offensive offside. So yeah, I'd put Bieksa with Hughes, and then I'd let Hronek anchor his own pair. Harry, okay, let me get to this in a sec. Harry rejoins as a Hall of Fame member. So let's give that love first. So let's give some love to Harry for rejoining as a Hall of Fame member. I got to see Harry yesterday. I dropped off a prize that he won on one of our members' live streams. I'm always happy to meet my members and subscribers in person. Then Harry, don't worry, Sir, I'll bounce back to you. Then Harry gifts a membership, paying it back. And that franchise membership goes to Crad. Canada rules, America drools. So welcome, Crad, to franchise membership. And thank you, Harry, for that generosity. Let's give Harry some love. And then we have Swerve Irvin also gifting a membership. Doing so, flying over probably Seattle now. And that one goes to Gerald. So I think we just need someone. We've hit 4 of the high 5. We've had monthly membership messages. We have a new membership in Harry. We have a gifted membership from Harry and Irvin. And we have donations from Lucas and Swerve and Irvin. So I guess Harry could have cheated. He could have bought a franchise membership and then upgraded to Hall of Fame. But that's kind of cheating. But who am I to judge? But because of you guys, we are at 4 of the high 5. And you know what that means? All we need is someone to upgrade their membership, which is the hardest one to do, admittedly. And we will trigger a high 5. That means a giveaway, but it'll have to be when I get back. Major Tao gives a membership. Thank you. Let's give Major Tao some love. And it goes to my friend Joe Vito, who I met at a game this year. Joe Vito, welcome to franchise membership just in time for our members live stream on Tuesday. So once again, thank you to Major Tao. Let's give him some love in the chat, or her some love in the chat. Not sure if it's him or her. And let's give a big welcome to Joe Vito. Awesome. So let me get back now to the questions and comments. I think I missed a lot of them because, here we go. What has having your mother in your life meant to you? So much. Even though she wasn't Christian, she raised me with a lot of good values. She supported me unconditionally, never kicked me out of the house. And was my biggest cheerleader. She still is. I'm not sure if Mom's watching tonight, but Friday night went to go eat dinner with my mom and my brother Jason. So that was a lot of fun, and our 2 wives. No, I don't have 2 wives. You know what I mean? Me, Gail, Jason, and his wife Joanna, and my mom. So that was great. And my mom's been super strong ever since Dad passed away in 2004. My mom has been very strong. Of course, she misses him. We all miss my dad. Coolest dad ever, even cooler than me. But my mom is very strong, very smart, and very, very blessed to have her in my life, for sure. Even though she likes Rick Dollywall more than she likes me. Yeah, nice to see you, Harry. What's your thoughts on the Jets versus Stars game today when the Jets tied it up 2-2? Actually, I was doing Mother's Day stuff. Harry, I was at church, and then so I didn't see any of the game. I didn't know that it was 2-2, then it became 5-2. Yeah, that's a little different. Looking at the final score, it looks like a wipeout, but if it was 2-2, then that's tough. So I think the Jets are in tough given that they're down 1 and they still have to play more games in Dallas. I don't believe it was a kicking motion. He kicked the puck and it touched it before Hellebuyck propelled into his own net. That's why the goal was deemed to go. Thank you, Alfred. I will have to check it out for sure. Sucks, only 1 show on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm traveling. Busy guy, Tyler. Busy guy. Regarding the new head coach, how about you? Take over. There's nothing. Yeah, I think I'd be a good communicator. I think I would motivate the guys well. No, I have no pedigree whatsoever. But thank you, Bern. I've never met a microphone that I didn't like. So maybe, I'm not sure if you saw the stream on Thursday night where I took a picture of me at the Canucks podium, but I appreciate the confidence. I'm not sure if I'd be the best pick. Definitely have some good motivational speeches, though, for sure. And I would have no problem talking to the media. It propelled off of Helly's stick, then deflected off the stick. I think it's crazy they can change the rules to fit their agenda. Gotcha. Oh, that's why you shouldn't leave, Crad. The hotel room stream last year after we eliminated Nashville. So funny. That was hilarious. And I remember I was in Denver because I was graduating. I was at my master's convocation. And yes, Gail and I left the reception, went back to the hotel room, watched us eliminate Nashville. And then I don't know if there was a planned stream or if I just jumped on. But what made that so fun? Was it because I think the hotel streams are funny because I'm wearing my lapel mic, right? And I don't want to talk too loud because usually with the time change, I'm back east. So then it's like 11, 12, 1 in the morning. And I don't think that one was that late though. But regardless, I think I got like my ghetto camera. My mic's not that ghetto. My mic's good, but my ghetto camera, bad lighting. And I'm probably I'm speaking hushed tones, I think. That's the one Sarah was thinking about. I just skipped through it, Tyler, but all the matches were pretty good quality. No big like storyline changes aside from the debut of Jeff Cobb, but I thought it was pretty good. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely is that a new coach will be hired while you're in Quebec? 7 or 8. I think it will happen in the next week. I really do. Tanev, still the GOAT Hughes partner. He was good for him. If someone ever gives a sub and you need or want one, click off the video and you maybe get one. Oh no, now we're telling people to leave. Just kidding, Calvin. Target quits on TNT to go to Seattle. I know. I talked about that on Thursday. The fact that he was a finalist for Anaheim, but I thought he wanted to move east. Since then, we've had Hamonic, Pullman, Bear, Shen, and now Hronik. Yeah, there's been some others too, but those are the big ones. Played with Juleson for a while. Swerve and Claus. No, I love it. Very generous. Always is. Oh, sweet, Jessica. You're going to Korea in August. What area and for how long? And do you need a tour guide? Not that I know anything about it. I just gone once, but I was in a bowling alley for the whole time. Yep, just need someone to upgrade. For sure. Major Tao being Santa. When you go to Montreal, what are you going to do? Go to eat, walk around? Yeah, I only have 2 days there. I want to take Gail and Kayla to St. Joseph's Oratory, which is a beautiful Catholic church, seminary there. So we'll see. Maybe look downtown, visit Old Montreal, but we'll have a good 2 days. TLC is the best. Tyler would upgrade if he could, but he can't because he's at the highest level already. There we go. Nice flex, TLC. Upgrade me jokes. Very good. Yeah, 2 wives. Not so good. Sending love for your dad. Praying for him. MB, was that for someone else or is that for me and my late father? Thank you. It's been 20 years now, but still miss him very much. Clay has motion. He can't be streaming all the time. Clay has motion. What does that mean? It sounds good. I just don't know what it means. Alvin speaking on JT Miller. Yeah, Swerve and Irvin. I talked to someone who was there. I mentioned that on Thursday night on my stream. But you didn't see it because you're in Vegas. That's fine. I talked about that, and then someone actually posted it. They took some undercover camera. Yeah, and we know that how much Alvin and Rutherford love JT Miller for sure. CCC, Canuck Coach Clay, the PD Whisper. I'll do it. You don't even have to pay me $5 million. I'll do it for $1 million. Heck, I'll do it for $10 and a Slurpee. I wanted to know about the Canada. In your opinion, how do the world champion? Yeah, they're fine. They're good team. Crosby, McKinnon, Horvat's on that team, but they haven't played anyone tough just yet. Where did you get the Canuck scarf and toque from that you gifted me? Was the scarf from the home opener and the toque bought at the team store? Harry, respectfully, I won't say where I get things. Sometimes Jason Lim gifts me things. Sometimes I buy them in the intention of giving them away. Sometimes I just find stuff. I'm just kidding. I don't give you guys hand-me-downs. But no, your question is not disrespectful or anything. And I'm not trying to sound like a jerk, but I think when it comes to me giving stuff, just accept it, be happy you got it, which I know you are. I'm not saying you're not. And then we kind of go from there. Thanks, Harry. Have you ever seen the Blue Horse or the Odd Merle on the walls there? Where are we talking about, Calvin? Where are we talking about? Saying that at JT's age, he's desperate to win the cup and he's so very hard on his teammates that he thought weren't working hard enough. Yep. And he came into camp in really, really good shape. Hey, Carol, what are your thoughts on who the Vancouver Canucks should get as coach? I like Gerard Gallant. I like Dan Bylsma. I'd be fine with Matty Malhotra. Those are a few. I talked about the other two guys, Vellucci and oh shucks, what's the guy's name? The assistant coach for, gosh, I can't remember his name. Who's the assistant coach for Washington that I was talking about? Assistant coach Washington. As soon as I see his name, I'll be like, oh, of course. What's his name? Oh gosh, I'm completely drawing a blank. He's got like a short name. I know that sounds really weird. Mitch Love, yes. Mitch Love of Washington, Mike Vellucci of Pittsburgh, Gallant. I like Bosma. And, you know, we were teasing Coach Rob about it. I wouldn't mind Jay Woodcroft. At least I'd be intrigued about him for sure. 2 tandems in the playoffs, indeed. Would it be boring or fun to see an NHL coaches conclave for every team that needs a new coach? And the Stowe I think it'd be cool, like for the first time fangirl, and then it'd get pretty tedious once the novelty has worn off. Great question, though. Going to Winnipeg in August? That is sweet, Harry. I thought you and Gerald were going to go watch a game there. Am I happy there's no Canucks news? No, I always like Canucks news, either good or bad. Calvin, not a fan of Jay Woodcroft, it looks like. Clay, is the Hockey World Cup interesting? Denmark's interesting for Canadians at all? Yeah, it gets lost, admittedly, in the shuffle, burned over here because the Stanley Cup playoffs are happening, especially when Vancouver's playing it. But I think as it gets closer to semifinals and finals, interest will pick up for sure. Leafs versus Oilers, who do you cheer for? If it's those two teams, I'm cheering for the Oilers. If it's those two teams. Will any of the Canadian teams lose in round 2, or will they all move on to round 3? I think Winnipeg has the least chance to move on. I just think Dallas is too good, Ricky. And then of the other two, if it's Skinner, not Pickard, I don't like Edmonton's chances either. And I kind of hope Toronto doesn't win. So maybe none of the 3 will make it. That's not great. But if I had to handicap it, Toronto's still up in their series, and so is Edmonton. Oh, sorry. Edmonton's up in the series. So I guess in order, you go Edmonton, Toronto, and then Winnipeg in order of who you think's going to make it. The Howard Chuck statue. Cool. Mitch Love is the name. Thanks, Coach Rob. Yeah, good question. Carol asked Coach Rob, why do you like Jay Woodcroft so much? Taylor, just go to bed now. I love that you love being here, but I'd rather you get better. Taylor, go to bed. But that's not an order. Howard Chuck never played for the Thrashers. I know that the lineage is getting confusing for me. Thoughts on Abby advancing in the 3rd round? That's awesome. Their chances against the Colorado Eagles, have no clue. Is Colorado good? I have no clue, but I like the way Abby's playing for sure. Taylor, we love having you, but I love it more if you're healthy. Has it been quiet for Canucks news in regards to naming a new coach? Yes, very quiet. When do you think the Canucks will make a decision? Before the draft or before? No, they got to do it. They got to do it before the end of this month for sure. I think otherwise they're going to lose out on the guys they want. I think it's going to happen in the next 2 weeks, probably when I'm gone. Doodle Hockey. Welcome, brother. Let's give some love to Doodle Hockey, proclaiming his membership for 8 months. And he's got like googly eyes. Does that mean something big is coming? Dun. Love it. Yes, Pickard is injured. They called up Colin Delia. We'll remember him for almost getting his head cut off by JT Miller. So yes, it is Stuart Skinner with Colin Delia likely backing up. You like Bylsma? Yep. Me too. Welcome. Clay, you had one job with the chairs. Yeah, I mentioned that. I mentioned that on Thursday. I didn't mention that particular comment, but everyone knows that I was at the Canucks season ticket member open house. Took a picture beside the 2 sections of black seats that have been installed And then Jake did ask me, were the arms extendable? I said, I don't know. I didn't try them. You weren't allowed to sit in them. But then someone else replied to the tweet saying, no, they do not extend. They're just there. No problem, Carol. You can text me anytime. I just want to know about what you guys do in Quebec City, like walk around. Quebec City, we'll mostly be at the bowling alley during the day, and then we'll walk around and eat at night. That is the plan. And then we'll see what happens in Montreal. Coach Rob, the AHL is weird. It's like 4.5 rounds. It's like 5 rounds. There's like a couple mini rounds and then a true like 16 all the way down to 1. So I think it's like 5 rounds. Colorado was top in the Pacific. Hey, good luck. Say a prayer, Swerve Irvin. Hope you land safely. I would like Manny to be the next head coach. Yeah, Cindy, I'd have no problem with that. Great. If you had to write and publish a book, what would you do? A book about your life or a fictional world type book? I don't know. I think my life's pretty interesting. So maybe I'd write about me. That sounds so egotistical, but I would. And then at my 40th birthday, some of you guys have seen the video. You know what I'm going to do? This is so like kind of show offy, but if you want to have some fun, I'm going to Canuck Clay. I've talked a few times before. I've talked a few times before about my 40th birthday, 11 years ago, where I was so conceited that I threw myself a party and I threw myself a roast, and I got people to make speeches about me. If it sounds showy, it is. But my friends are so creative. They sang songs. They did speeches. So if you are bored and you need help falling asleep later tonight, go and click on that link. It is my road to 40, turning 40. My road to 40 roast. I think the video is about 20 minutes or so because it's a highlight of all the speeches. And you might really, really enjoy it. Anyways, the reason why I bring that up is one of my friends said if there was ever a movie about me, they said that I would insist on playing myself in the movie. And then she gave a bunch of potential movie titles or book titles. It was actually pretty funny. So I didn't do it justice. If you're bored, click on that link. It is my 40th birthday roast. And you see some talented friends in there for sure. I do not think there's any likelihood that Delia plays. You got to go with Skinner. And unless Skinner gets hurt. Who do I think the next coach? I don't know. Harry, I've answered this a couple times already. I would be fine with Gallant, Dan Bylsma, but they might go with someone like Mitch Love, Vellucci, or Manny Malhotra. And I agree, no way that Skinner sits. I don't know. I didn't get to sit. I didn't get to sit in them due to hockey. I don't know. I did see Talking on TNT. Cale McCarr's brother Taylor plays for Eagles. Oh, I did not know that. Was Delia good in Oilers HL? I don't know. Someone tell us. Was Delia good? Do you think McBaby joins Team Canada when they eventually get eliminated by Vegas? Man, if he goes over and joins Crosby and McKinnon, that would be pretty crazy. But can you still join after the second round of elimination? I thought it was only first round guys, but I'm not sure. Would you rather see a tribute band playing your favorite music perfectly or see your favorite artist in the later years, but they're only doing new songs? No, I like familiar songs. I see a tribute band playing your favorite music or see your favorite artist in their later years, but they're only doing new songs. What a great question. I'd go with the artist because I think it'd be something cool about, especially if they're my favorite artists. I think it'd be something cool about seeing them live in person, even if I didn't know the music. Sorry, I forgot about the part about the tribute bands. It is 5 rounds. Thank you. Playing Czechia. Okay, that will be a tougher challenge. Rough landing. Well, I'm glad you're still able to text, so that's good. I take Henrik Sedin over Luongo. That's fair. You love the HL playoff format? Yeah, it's crazy. Jay Woodcroft. Yeah, I'm waiting for Coach Rob to tell me why, but I'm starting to think that's not a bad idea. Jim Miller after he's fired. Delia was good. He was okay. You can't join after the second. Late edition just got to the late one. Yes, it's guys that don't make the playoffs are eliminated after the first round, not the second round. If you're eliminated in the second round early enough, you can go to the World. Wow. Yeah, I don't know when the cutoff is. Is it before like the round robin ends or something? I don't know what the actual rule is. Because you're right. Now that I think about it, I remember like some second round sweeps going over there, but I don't know. No, Harry, I haven't watched any of the IIHF games. I just follow the scores a little bit. Alfred is not convinced with Woodcroft. That is fine. By the way, Bernd, speaking of that Sweden-Denmark thing, obviously the countries border each other. When I went to Sweden in 2022 with Jacob for his bowling world championships, that's the one where Air Canada lost Jacob's bowling balls. We flew to Copenhagen. Then we took the train to Sweden, to Helsingborg. And then I was back and forth to Denmark for every day for the first 3 days of the trip, looking for Jake's bowling balls. It was ridiculous. Yeah, Talkit, he used to be on TNT, Carol, before he joined us, and then he was an analyst. He was great. I like Jay's personality, and he did okay in Edmonton. Okay, that's fair. Kazakhstan, probably their best chance at a win. Who's that? Who's playing Kazakhstan? What are the chances that Kessler retires a Canuck or goes into the Ring of Honor next season? I don't know. I don't think he's as much of a slam dunk as Burrows, so I think it's 50-50. Line change thinks it's Ring of Honor. I'd rather Woodcroft because at least he has a playoff record where Talk missed the mark numerous of times the playoffs. I think I know what you're saying, Taylor. I think so. No, Kessler's not playing. Blake Wheeler was on TNT. I did not know that. All right, friends, I'm going to go for 2 more minutes. So pepper me with questions for the final 2 minutes, and then I will wrap up. So final 2 minutes. I've already recorded my members Ask Me Anything, but I will upload that as soon as this video is done. All right, last 2 minutes. Let's go. Jacob, is Jake here? Oh, I was going to ask Jake about how was your Mother's Day today? Sorry, I got on late. Yeah, Harry, no problem, but I'm not going to rehash everything. It was great. Meal in the morning, mass in the afternoon. We're honored for 25 years, and then a meal in the evening. Has Woodcroft won any championship as a coach aside from 2008 Stanley Cup as a video coach? Good question. Someone look that up and tell us. Abbotsford playoff games are fun. They look like it, Cindy. They look like it. Name your favorite childhood memory with my mom or of Gail becoming a mom. Okay, well, I'll do both. With my mom, probably going family vacations, especially to Hawaii in 1982 when I was 8 years old. That was a pretty cool memory. Also, she took me to WWF once, and she had no clue what was going on, but as a good mom, she took me. So that was pretty cool. And of Gail becoming a mom, so many memories. Being there for the birth of each of my 3 children, Sean, Jacob, and Kayla, those were special moments for sure. Really, nothing can really top those, I think. Yeah, you know the story, looking for the balls. I saw Jacob playing 2 or 3 times. That's awesome, Bern. I appreciate you. If y'all love music, watch Eurovision. First semi is Tuesday. What is that, music finals? I don't get it. What does that mean? If you go back in time, would you rather relive the 94 or 2011 Cup run? You mean with no change in result? Maybe the 94 one. If I know the result and it doesn't change, I think the 94 one was less painful. So maybe I do that one. Expectations for the Canucks depends on how well their offseason goes. Because depending if they do well, I think they'll make the playoffs. I really do. If they don't do well and don't improve their team, then I'm going to say they won't make the playoffs. So I'm going to have to wait until I see what they do this summer. Jason Magna playing for, yes, that makes sense. Does your YouTube algorithm randomly pop up old Canucks games from 7 or 8 years ago? Usually watch highlights. No, my YouTube algorithm right now is popping up videos of people trying to do dumb things in front of cops. I think I watch a couple of those videos as my guilty pleasures. I've told you guys about that. And now that's all my algorithm is Walmart, fired Walmart employee tries to trick cops or Or Karen gets arrested for speeding and makes her life worse. Like, it's just the weirdest videos, but I can't get enough of them. Woodcroft, maybe yes, but Gallant and Bilesmar are more intriguing. Thank you, SGA, for the scouting reports. Appreciate it. Well, if we can change the result, I'd go 2011 for sure. So having your kids, how did you decide to name them? How do you decide to name them? Oh, good question. Sean is my middle name. So Sean Isaiah. Isaiah is biblical. Jacob Isaac, both biblical. And then Kayla Marie, some would say that's almost the same as Clay, but they didn't want to go with Clayla. No, Kayla Marie was Gail's pick, admittedly, for sure. Eurovision is a song contest. Gotcha. Hey, Rosie, and hey, Gary. Just in time to say goodbye because I'm wrapping up right now. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's a legendary Lucas Gates, a legendary Line Change, a legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang. I think all 4 were in here tonight, which is amazing. And Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And thanks to everyone else for watching, liking, and subscribing on your way out. Like the video, subscribe. You can leave a late donation. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. And thanks to everyone who went above and beyond with their generosity tonight. Legendary Andrew Chang uses a monthly membership message. Swervin Irvin, donation. Fangirl, monthly membership message. Legendary Lucas Gates, donation. Harry rebuys his Hall of Fame membership. Then he gifts a membership. Swervin Irvin gifts a membership. Major Tao gifts a membership. And Doodle Hockey, Googly Eyes, monthly membership message. Thanks to all of you. We hit 4 of the high 5, which isn't bad at all. Don't forget, tomorrow it's Canucks After Dark, me and Parker, and then a members live stream on Tuesday night at 11. Maybe I start at 10:40. No, I can't because I'm coming from a show. We'll start at 11, and that's only if I get home in time, so I sure hope that works out. Otherwise, I'm not streaming for a week after that. So for everyone who's not a member, I will not see you for a week and a half. I won't be doing shows again until Wednesday night, May the 21st. But I'll try and check in a couple times from Quebec City and Montreal. So thanks, you guys. You guys are awesome. I'm awesome. We're all awesome. Mikko Rantanen's awesome. And I hope you can tell that I'm in a really good mood because I've got through my 3 weeks of craziness and now not smooth sailing, but I can look forward to my trip on Wednesday. All right, friends. Thanks for being here. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You guys know that I enjoy playing the piano, but my son Jacob, after playing guitar for years, now Jacob thought that he could learn to play the piano as well. Yes, Jacob wants to learn the piano, but he realized that it's not an easy instrument to pick up because it's a piano. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.